there are three components of fires: heat, fuel, and oxygen.
Right.
Oxygen is all around us. Fuel is some of the oil that leak from the car, and then the heat already coming from the car comes together, making the three elements complete and then starting a fire.
Right.
So it's important to always look out for leakages in your car, and if you see leakages, try and have it sorted out before it gets out of hand.
And keep a fire extinguisher in your car.
That's the most important thing.
I know the things.
Thank you very much. You see, the funny thing is that people think that when you come, you just have to come and pour water on it. See, we don't fight every fire with water just like that.
What kind of fires do you fight with water, and which ones don't you fight with water?
So we don't fight electrical fires with water, or we don't fight fires that involve oils, or liquefied petroleum gases with water. A classic example is this unfortunate incident that happened at Circle, where people lost their lives. You realize that on that day it was raining. It was raining so bad. So if water...
The Vienna incident, yeah.
If water could quench every fire, why did we have that disaster on that day? Because then the fire service wouldn't even have had to come there because there was so much water there.
Yeah.
So that should let people understand. Even if you're frying your own plantain at home, and then you dip your plantain in water, and then you put it in the oil, you see the ch that you get. So imagine the ch.
Right.
Okay. Literally.
Please continue from the chi and tell us all the other things that we should look out for in the domestic setting. Okay.
So then when you do that, realize that. So imagine if it's a big fire with so many oil, and you just go and pour water on it. You can imagine the kind of feedback that you get from that. So that is how we don't fight just every fire. So if we get to a place and realize that the fire has to do with electricals, then we call on ECG to cut power supply to the area before we're able to apply water on the fire.
All right.
So when our men get there, we've called on ECG to cut power supply, and there's a delay, then they'll draw conclusions that we've come without water. Because at the end of the day, we came to service the good people of Ghana, but not to die. So if there's
our lives are also
very important. If we get there and there's electricity power, you realize that even if you have a little water in your hand and you get close to an electrical appliance, you see the shock that you get. So imagine if it's an electrical fire and you go and pour water on it, you end up even killing people around you. So people should understand the way we work and appreciate it.
Your 5 top key fire safety tips for the home.
For the home. Yes. 1, keep your gas cylinders at home, outside and not inside the kitchen.
Right.
In that case, if there's any leakage from the gas cylinder, the thread dissipates into the air and reduces the risk of fires coming inside. Also, when you fill your gas, please do not, when you fill your gas and you come home, please do not immediately connect. You can connect it, but don't immediately engage the gas and start cooking.
Why
Wait
is that?
till you see, gas expands. So once it's been in the car moving up and down, it's been expanding. You need to let it settle so that it can it can reduce any risk. So that's one thing. Also, people should learn to put off their appliances at home.
That's 3.
Yes, that's 3. Occasionally run your hoses, your gas tube through soapy water. Engage the gas tube and then close the lid and then run it through soapy water. So once you look out for bubbles. If you see bubbles coming out, then you know that there's leakage in your gas cylinders. Also, people should avoid burning. At first, we used to say indiscriminate burning, but if you can avoid burning altogether, that would be the best, because fires carry embers. So you realize that when you are burning, the embers keep flying into the air. Because of the Harmattan season, there's dryness or lack of moisture in the environment. So the fire might not start in your house, but then the embers might fall on a combustible material somewhere to take its time to smolder. And when people are not around, then the fire becomes so light. The 5th one, the most important, please get a fire extinguisher at home. people prioritize, as I said, their security more than their safety. So people have a lot of burglar proofs and a lot of padlocks, and even have security cameras at home, but only have a single fire extinguisher at home.